music and bank robbery.
Let's see. Peach and Ava. You are each in your rooms in the tavern. It's early, quite early in the morning. You start to get that strange feeling. Something's odd. You felt this before. You hear the beginnings of a tone that grows high in pitch, and the cracking of glass. The world almost seems to shift just a bit beneath you. Colors smear in different directions. They come back together. You know that something has changed, but you're not sure what.
Peach looks around the room of the tavern that she's in. Does everything seem the same? She's
Yeah, you look around. Your belongings are still there. Search your memories, and you're not sure what to look for. You know that the others should be downstairs in the main part of the tavern.
Yeah. Peach would just collect herself briefly, sort of fix her hair, and shake it off, and would leave the room and.
Oh no.
Similar experience sitting in the room.
Hold on. I lagged out for a second there. My fault this time. I heard Peach just starting to leave the room. I didn't hear anything after that.
Oh, she just walked down to the main part of the tavern.
Okay. As you're coming out of your room, you see immediately there's no one in the main part of the tavern where they should be there. But you do see Ava coming out of her room.
Ava, where all is everyone? They all still asleep?
Ava kind of just looks around, not knowing. She kind of shrugs a little bit and starts to make her way towards one of the other rooms where someone might be asleep.
Yeah, you maybe knock on one of the doors there and slightly jar. Opens up a bit. This is, let's say, Salinger's room. Bed's neatly made. Must have already woken up. Gonna do something.
Sal's not here, she says, backing out of the room, sort of like closing the door back.
You hear
That's
it.
not. Oh, God.
Quick question. Kibeth, are you here?
Kinda not really.
Continue.
Ava checks behind a couple of other doors, and if she doesn't spot anybody, she just sort of looks at Peach a little worried. Did you hear the glass thing?
Yes, I did. I got that weird feeling too, but I feel like I still remember folks though, right? That was Salinger's room. I remember who Salinger is, and right?
It's at that moment that you realize, probably Ava first, and then Peach, you can hear the murmur of voices outside. There's somebody out in the street talking.
Oh, I think I hear people. And she starts to walk towards the street. Come on.
Peach would follow quickly after, but she would catch Ava's arm. Just be careful. It might be survivors, might be our friends, but just be careful.
Yeah, she walks a little bit slower, sort of next to Peach as they go outside, sort of side by side.
The others, Esmond, Casey, Salinger, Rhea, as you look, you see holding Casey's hand. It looks so much like Shalati. But it's not.
As Esmond is just sitting there breathing heavily, kind of huddled over his door jam device, just looking back and forth between Casey and not Shalati.
Yeah, Casey is probably locked eyes with her at this point. It's definitely not her, right? In Casey's mind.
She's the same height. She is not as thickly built. Not quite as broad-shouldered, stocky. There's some scars on her face, on her throat. The bits of her that are visible that don't quite match up. And the way that she stands is slightly different. A little more, not nervous exactly, but wary.
Yeah.
She drops Casey's hand and says, "Where is she?"
Casey maintains eye contact, and his magma lines that run through his skin dim slightly, and he says, "Hey." She's she was right here. Dude.
And she reaches out and she takes a wild swing at Casey before spinning around. She doesn't even wait to see if it connects, but spins around and digs her hands into her head.
Yeah, I think she probably connects right in his eye, and he falls on
Definitely
his
doesn't
seat.
have the same strength.
Yeah, Casey stumbles back and kind of falls on his seat. Sits there a moment.
Is he right? Can I not? Was she? She just takes. It's like staring off in the distance, just like hyperventilating.
Ixtalan?
Casey nods.
Esmond's going to scramble to his feet, and try to, and will slowly approach Ixtalan to try and pull her out of her hyperventilating state. Hey,
She jerks away from him reaching toward her and glances at him, sort of instinctively scuttles away for a minute, and then takes a breath. What?
I'm just trying to help you calm down some. I feel like we're all very confused right now, so I just kind of want us all to take a breath or two.
Casey looks down at his hand for a moment while she's doing that.
Seeing Ava and Peach in the distance, Esmond is going to wave and kind of reach out and wave them over. Let's have Doc take a look at you, and and maybe maybe you can talk with Peach and try to try to get on the same page. I'm gonna I need to sit down for a second. And Esmond just kind of falls back onto his ass and just kind of folds his legs and holds his face in his hands.
Yeah, being waved over, she sees little Ava walking her direction, sort of like looking her up and down, and she seems to kind of like nod to herself once, and then slowly sort of approach and stop within a few feet, waving her hand just sort of tentatively. Someone, you wanted me to do something?
Yeah, Ixtalan might need a once over. And then we should probably figure out what to do next.
I see. Okay, so this is like one of those shifts that happens, and so right now we're in the world where Shalati is like stayed home or
No,
something.
no, we're not. Not everything. Everything's very different right now. Everything is.
What do you remember, Slutty? What do you know about me?
Everything.
That's not an answer.
You, Shalati, we all known like our whole lives, and you passed away previously.
It was a little while ago.
It's honestly the strangest thing seeing you same age as us. I thought you
But
looked more like Schlotty.
none of you have any memories of her dying as a child, right?
No.
No.
She was just here.
Kind of like Esmond, she just sort of like sinks down onto her haunches and puts her head into her hands for a minute, still trembling.
Casey will do kind of a crawl spin thing on the ground to get over to where Esmond's sitting and plops down next to him. So I brought her back. Which means Shalati's probably with whoever that guy would.
I don't think you brought her back. I think you traded her. I think this is. I don't know what to think.
Wait, what guy? Someone needs to tell me what all happened.
Did you say traded her?
There was some handsome jerk in the realm that we were in.
No,
He
that's not.
He was with her. Points to Shalati.
I mean, that was right at the end of it.
I mean, if we just jump back there, we can get Shalati and bring her back as well.
I don't know if I can jump back there. That was a random jump. I don't know how to direct this thing.
Esmond, what are you talking about?
Sorry. I'm processing still. Something happened today. Not this morning. Not unlike or very unlike previous instances where people have disappeared in the past, and memories were inserted of them, and they returned, and everything was fine with them, or they had no alternate memories. This time, we were pulled. We were pulled somewhere else to to another Mirrorwood that wasn't that was fine. That wasn't undamaged.
Where is Shalati? Where is she?
In some place, some other dimension or plane or something called the place in between, or referred to by the place in between.
So find the rip you went through. This is like when all of the sisters at the Temple of Maiden Thrice went through that. Would just find the rip.
This is not
Find the
like
rip and
this
go
at
back
all.
through.
It's not.
You must have gone
Nothing
through a
like this
half
doesn't make
dozen of them.
anything. Everyone here thinks that it's as simple as just opening a zipper and just walking back through to wherever it is that we were just at. It's nothing like that.
I don't know anything about what it
random.
is. Esmond, somebody needs to explain this, at least to me and Doc. We as far as we know, we woke up and Ixtalan was here instead, and Shalati was gone. No one is blaming you. This is not your fault. Nobody expects you to be able to control it. Just please tell us what happened.
We got pulled into another dimension, another Mirwood that was unaffected. No undead scourge. No tower to the north. We or our alternate versions of ourselves from that dimension were on a trip to Mirwood, gathering supplies under Ava's father's orders, with Salois escorting us there. We found a way to slide in between dimensions or realities to try and get back here, and we kept sliding to random locations until we wound up in this place called the place in between, or that's what he referred to it. Silas referred to it as. And he was Ixtalan was there with him, but she was a child still. But he was telling us that the tower, there's something in the tower, and when it fell, it started to it's terraforming the planet to suit whatever lives in the tower or something, or we had to get out of there because the angel of doors, it was coming, and he was rushing us to get out of there, but he told us to find somebody else, and then Ixtalan tried to come with us, and something happened when she did, and now Shalati is stuck there. I don't know.
But Shalati wasn't there with us when we saw Ixtalan.
No. I had her hand before the jump. But
Shalati could be in any one of the places we fell through on our way there.
Or she could be somewhere else entirely. I don't know how to operate this device in such a precise manner. Not for the purpose of dimension hopping, at least. It was only ever designed to open the tears or to close them entirely.
We're all working out our new powers, and he looks down at his hand and up at Ixtalan.
No, what's up with you, Esmond?
No. We'll work it out. We'll get her back.
You're right, I didn't see her when you came to the place between. But it is more than just that one space that you saw. It's an echo of every place that could be, but it is not truly of any of them. If she did not wander off somewhere or get lost, or if she's anywhere, she might still be in the place between, in the different shard, in the different reflection of what came of what else there is.
So
maybe he was right. Maybe I couldn't come back, and she would stay to pay for my way.
Well, isn't that where Silas had said that's where all the souls were going? They weren't going beyond. They were where you were. You've been there What do you understand?
Things between isn't where the soul is supposed to be, I don't think. I don't really. I wasn't there for very long, at least to me, or at least what I remember from being there. But there was just no one there. And then when Silas came, he was the only other person that I saw. And then, but another tear opened up, and we came to the space between the echoing hall, where many other places show their souls, their reflections, without ever actually being the true soul of a place.
Have you been joining us when we've gotten into fights?
I have not left the place between since I first came there. I
You
only
don't?
saw, and she looks at Ava, and looks around, but didn't see Saffron, and gestures at Ava. Although, something, I don't know if maybe I have memories of another time, another place, but I think I must have something to do with this too. And she just sort of does a full body gesture at herself, which is clearly not a kid.
Because, I mean, you've been around before this when we've gotten into fights with
No, I haven't.
Shalati. No, but you have. I've seen you.
Casey,
Me. It wasn't
Papa's
even
been gone
this other
for.
man there.
You've been just a memory for 10 years.
Basically, that's a spell, honey. That's something that Shalati can do.
But it seemed like something more than just a spell. It seemed like a whole. It really wasn't you?
Not me. Not the me that was in the space between. And not this other body that they seem to be gaining.
So wait, you're saying Shalati is back in the place where I saw you?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't see her.
Esmond, you have to
She
figure out
told
how
me
to
that
open
I
it.
could come back.
You have to figure out how to open it, like right now. Like right now. She starts getting like really agitated and upset.
No, Ava. Petra kind of put her hand on Ava's arm, trying to stop her from pushing us too hard.
And as you're even theorizing, your mind racing, trying to figure out if it's even possible, it's something akin to activating the device when you were in another place. It was like kicking off a rock towards the shore. Like the device is aligned to your core reality. Trying to go back would be like trying to swim upstream, and then you wouldn't even know where to begin.
I don't have. I don't know how to get us back. I don't even know how to get us how to induce uh, a mechanic to get us to leave this dimension. I don't know. I don't know anything.
And just kind of puts her head down and her fists are like balled up. And she, obviously, her face right around her eyes is turning sort of a bright red. And she starts to walk and then runs back into the place where they were sleeping.
I no one bother me for the next few hours. I need to figure this out now. And Esmond's going to gather everything together and just find the nearest room and just start doing mad calculations to try and figure out a way to dimension hop again.
Casey goes silent for a moment as he uses his mind link with Shalati to see if he can speak to her.
Interesting.
I think it does have a range too. Let me look up that.
But I don't know that if it's specified that it has to be on the same plane.
Come on.
Yeah.
It might not have to be on the same.
Yeah. Because, like, the distance is negligible, but the dimensions, it's like, can a piece of paper talk to the pencil?
I think it would just simply depend on how strong the bond is between Casey and Shalati. You can roll charisma, and Shalati can use that as a gauge.
Refer to the chart.
Charisma, you say?
The heat chart!
Oh my god, Chris.
Here's the thing, Chris. Nah. Oh, that's so low. What? No, I'll have to reroll. One moment. Let me see. I'm seeing what I want to use to re-roll it. We'll do it in this order. Casey is lucky, though. When it comes to Shalati, that's questionable, but he is lucky.
Is he lucky? Is he lucky in love?
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
But here's
Oh no! Oh no!
here's the thing, though.
Oh my god, if you blow all of your resources doing rerolls and it's
Casey's one. If he has one, flaw, one failure point is that he fails to fail. And I will use this new ability. Burning one of my sorcery points.
Wow.
Holy shit! I've never seen the dice more.
These are such misses.
Hold on. Casey is the entire time doing this. He is literally like building up to think to talk to her, and he's like, "No, wait, hold on a second, hold on," and tries it again.
Each of
Come
these
on.
is a text that he like unsent.
Yeah.
It's like the little dots just keep
Dot, dot, dot.
going forever.
Curse these dice when it comes to Shalati rolls.
Hey, no, this is the story that I want to see told.
This is RP, man.
So he says in the mind link.
Oh, before you say something though, do you have any destiny points?
I do, but I think with that ability, it says I must use the new roll. So
Oh, no. But if you do the destiny point after that, you can do it.
I do have destiny points.
One last roll.
I think we all technically have regular old inspiration if you haven't used
Yes, he has 2 more rolls
Yeah,
potentially. He could have 5 opportunities at this.
Well, you can only do inspiration or destiny point, not both.
Right, yeah. Curse
Oh,
you,
okay.
Shalati. He will absolutely use his inspiration. This is it for all the marbles.
So lucky.
Casey's magma lines brighten up as he retypes the message one final time. Better. And
That's
he says, there's a 15. And he says, I'm here with your sister. Where are you at?
This was his 4th try.
Is this just up to me? Or
oh, it's yeah. The roll's just a guide for your decision.
It gets garbled. It just comes through as, you up?
With your sister, you up?
what are we wearing?
Doesn't have to happen right away. Gentle snow falls into the market square. You see a little bit of movement from the nearby alley. See Digsman Somsel. Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop on all of that. I didn't want to interrupt.
There's a vague feeling in the back of your brain, but as of like it went through, but it got corrupted on the way or something.
Yeah, Casey dims a little bit. And
Oh, I just realized nobody actually saw my roll.
Better.
secret roll.
Secret roll.
He looks up to Ixtalan and says, how's it feel, to be back?
Graduated from squatting on our heels to just full on cross-legged on the frozen ground. Still sort of staring off into the distance. And she blinks at the address. Looks up, looks at Casey, looks around. It's a lot shittier than I remember.
I mean, you should have seen it just yesterday. Yeah. I mean, some parts were better yesterday, but just she would
Then
be.
it puts a hand out on the ground. And as you look at her again, you realize that physically, I mean, obviously she is her twin, but although her build is different, but she's still actually wearing all the same clothes. She puts up her hand, sort of pulls off the same glove that Charlotte has, and puts her hand on the ground. Kind of feels a little bit of snow in between her fingers and says, "It's cold here. It's almost sort of weird. And cold in the Pale Lands, or in this space between."
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes going on. How did you meet that guy?
Showed up
Just like,
and was very rude.
yeah.
It seemed that he was the only person I ever saw, and he didn't have many answers, but at least he was open.
I mean, he was wrong about one thing, but how long were you with him there?
I don't know. It didn't feel like very long, but at the same time, when I was there, it sort of felt like that was almost the only thing I knew. And I don't know if that was because of him or because that's just how the lands in between are. I don't know. It's strange.
So have you talked to Shalati at all since you know?
Kind of crumples for a minute before she stands up and shakes her head.
I mean, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It happens to the best of us.
Ixtalan, roll intelligence to remember.
Oh,
Ooh, it's a natural 20, even with the last one. Yeah, you realize simultaneously, it feels like you weren't there for very long, but also you have this memory that feels like it was so long ago of when Seifert and Ava were there. When they returned, you talked to Shalati briefly through the tear before it was gone.
do you know? Across two lives that I seem to remember right now, I still never got to really talk to Shalati or to grow up with her. Except for that one time when Ava and Seifred were there. What would you like?
I mean, imagine the best sort of fireball that would sooner burn you as keep you warm.
And that's what fire normally is.
Yeah, she's great. Like, just with with anything she did, it was a fire that you could see. She missed the hell out of you, though. But I kind of figured you two would meet again.
Is there any... Why do I have a... So she suddenly realized that she had abandoned a beer keg behind her. Somewhere along the way it spilled out with them as they came back to this place. She says, I don't think I don't know if there's many supplies left in this place, but it looks like that keg might still have something in it. I'm going to go investigate. And she starts to move back and looks herself and says, fuck, did she get out of this? And starts to move. Takes hold of the top of the keg and starts to slowly drag it into the town.
Yeah, Casey would follow, saying something along the lines of, well, I mean, you can't drink alone. I mean, is this your first drink? Like, as they move
Yes
into
and no. One keg will probably do enough for the both of us.
Casey kind of glances back and forth between her and the keg and says low and quickly to himself, "Did that come from that too?" As they move
Nothing
into
like a little grave juice.
start drinking some grave juice.
Do you guys find yourselves, well, I should say, at least, Ixtalan, Casey drag the keg off into the Shackleboard Tavern. You guys notice that Salinger's holding a giant
A giant what?
hammer.
Not that. Peach, get your mind out of the gutter.
No, Chris cut out.
She just heard ham.
I just
She
heard.
cut out a ham.
I just heard salad. You turn and see Salinger's holding a giant, and then there was nothing.
A giant, great hammer. Gold, a lot of gold filigree on it.
How much does it weigh?
I'd guess 50 pounds.
Should not have looked at gift chat.
Yeah, as they come in dragging this keg, he double takes at Salinger. Where did you find that?
I rescued it from that reliquary that we had little time in, along with this other stuff. And he opens up a bag with a few other items, looking at Araya, who I think has a few more.
It's got to be 100 pounds.
She's definitely blushing, but we haven't necessarily tried to move from the spot. The world moved around us.
Yeah, we're sorting all that out. Ez is working on it. We're drinking. Casey points down to the keg. So welcome back, and points to Ixtalan.
Yeah, it didn't seem like the time to talk about this stuff. What with... Hey there, fish.
Well, you're about to... It should be mentioned that I think that the keg is from a sarcophagus?
He cracks open that bone hole and seems fine.
But it was from a goddess who seems mostly beneficial.
You all did a spot of grave robbing in between this all.
Not necessarily. We
In
felt that it
between
was more like a
realities,
purposeful
tearing apart thing.
Yeah, no, but it was. We were sent for a reason. You have to look at the reason for these things, and that there are some things that are misfortune, and then there's some things that are happenstance, and that
It felt like
that we did the
like one of
ritual
those storybook
in a
moments.
temple. Yeah, what Sal said.
On pulling out, rummaging around for a tankard, practically audibly rolls her eyes.
Mm-hmm. Dixman Samsel chimes in. She kind of pops her head up. She says, treasure's great. The dead people don't have any kind of use for it. And now that they're all coming back, you don't want them to have it.
That isn't the defense I was looking for, but I'll take it. In our
I just more
defense,
think it's like a blessing. Think of it as a blessing. The beer is a blessing.
beer is definitely a blessing in this moment.
The point is, we're celebrating and then going to get Shalati.
I like that idea, but I think the mere concept of trying to get we need to support Ez.
Yeah, like I said, we'll check on him in a moment. He's on it though.
Yeah, I agree with Casey here, actually. I think we should give Ez some time to screw his head back on straight so he can start putting his own mind in order. I think a little bit of time is just fine. I wouldn't necessarily drink grave wine, but whatever you all want to do, you all can do.
Well, it's not every day that we, bring someone back from the dead.
That's true. Welcome back, Ixtalan. It's real good to see you.
It is so much more complicated than that, though, isn't it?
Nothing
It
has
is.
been easy.
You really don't remember anything about me?
Of course I remember things about you. We all do. But
No, I mean beyond when I was 10.
no, nothing new. Just stories of you. Just the time we had together for those first 7, 8 years. 10 in Charlotte's case.
And maybe not until you start showing up in our fights.
She told you that's not her.
Yeah, well, if you don't remember me, at least you remember Charlotte, so tap the drink and tell me about her.
Wait, you don't remember anything about yourself after? Oh,
I appear to have 2 sets of memories, which I can only assume is due to some sort of something to do with the place between, or something about the way that I showed up here, even though Celeste said that I couldn't. Anyway,
Maybe
I have the one where I died, and that was not pleasant. But I only have my memories from being a child are maybe the strongest, and I can only assume that's because they match across 2 different realities. Then I have another one where Shalati died on the ship, which I assume is where the same place I died, since it was on the same thread that I remember. And that was shitty. But I grew up without her, so I find myself now in the weird position where you all know my twin better than I do.
Well, she's wonderful. Peach kind of gives a side-eyed glance to Casey. Some might know her a little better than I do, but I don't know, she's wonderful. She's gorgeous, and she's the best fighter of all of us, except maybe Salinger, and she's too serious by far, but who can really blame her for that? And she's an incredible dancer and an even better fighter, and she looks out for all of us. She she cares about all of us as if we are her family, as if it's not just the folks on Cagney Ranch. It's really every one of us, and she loves you so
looking,
much, Ixtalan.
look at the way you drop Casey. Y'all have the same left hook.
His eye is slightly swollen from where he got punched. But upon hearing Ishtalan say that thing about the ship and stuff, he kind of reaches out to Sal and kind of taps his elbow a little bit. Other Ishtalan. A brought back a different one.
Yeah.
This isn't the one that died.
No, if you did, well, that'd be a lot messier and more frightening. I think when I said more complicated, there's something that connects all these different versions. So there's probably fragments of both here. She remembers a version that died.
Mm-hmm.
She remembers another version. Same way all memories got jumbled up when though I still don't like the idea that there's more than one version of me in particular. That there's a little piece of all of them in us. So you did bring her back at least part way. And there's one thing that I know for sure, and he says, he's trying to be quiet. Now that you did it, you better keep her safe. If Shalati finds out, she will run across space and time and rip you a new one if she gets hurt.
Casey brightens up at the thought of this and grins at Sal. Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, to kick your ass, Casey, it's not a compliment.
No, we're going to find her, so.
Yeah, or she'll find us. More likely the latter. She's tenacious.
And resourceful and a protector and the opportunity to see you, Ixtalan. I think that's part of what drove her.
How much of that conversation between the two was audible?
We were talking to each other, but it was probably loud enough for everyone to hear.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, no. I was just wondering if you
Got it.
reacted to that or not, because I didn't think at first.
No, you totally could, I think, if Sal's good.
I think he tried to keep his voice down, but raised it after like the first 3 or 4 words.
A minute. Looks at Casey. And then she looks at Peach. Like almost for confirmation. And says, and really?
Wait, what? You're kind of cutting in.
No, she points at Casey, and then she doesn't gesture at herself, but she like gestures over her shoulder. And then looked at Peach, since Peach was the first one who had sort of done the like glance toward Casey.
I'm not the person who should say anything about that. In fact, I didn't even look anything about that. But I will say that Shalati's one of my very best friends, and if somebody were to break her heart by, I don't know, making eyes at her sister, any version of her, I would kill that person. Might take a little while.
God.
It'll get done.
This is getting increasingly uncomfortable.
Just then you hear
I'm
the
thinking.
sound of heavy hooves on the front porch. Big hat, horns come through the door. Briggs Bramblehorn looks at all of you. Says, attended to supplies. Looks like everyone's ready to travel.
You've decided then. You
Sounds like there's no better place to go.
Shepherd's End is safe. We made sure of that.
I feel in some way responsible for all these.
Even if you just spend winter there, come back to rebuild in the spring.
Well, When you're ready to go, we'll be ready. Is that a keg?
We're celebrating.
He looks around.
I think I have bread.
He looks around and finds an amusingly small cup. Carries it over in giant hands. I don't mind if I do. After a while, he heads off and sits at the bar. It's a stool that's too small.
Are we going to wait till he tries the grave grog first? Or? No, that wouldn't be right.
It was Ixtalan was already drinking.
Yeah, Casey already had a swig in his mouth. He like pauses for a moment upon Sal saying that.
I'm guessing he was asking Araya or Peach, the only ones who may have not already been drinking it.
Oh, I'm good. It's not that I don't trust it, and rather I think that the goddess that is responsible is quite a beneficial one.
I'll drink a toast if you will, Sal.
I have
So
one.
this question: does it have any beer if no one's attuned to it?
No, I guess whatever's left in there. They won't refill unless someone's attuned.
It's just water.
So
What is this vinegar?
I have one. To make her clock right. One hell of an artificer. And he holds the cup up to Briggs Bullhorn.
Yeah. Pauses, looks at you. Raises the cup. Old Megan. Rest her soul.
Casey drinks it down. Ugh. Yep. That's old.
Oh, this is good. He turns back to the bar.
I'll share some bread with the fellows that maybe haven't had fresh bread in a while.
Oh, yeah, you still
analyzing.
Yeah, Araya has like Olive Garden breadsticks.
You have
Hey.
endless breadsticks?
Forgot about it.
Lobster rolls.
Not endless, but just like fresh. Just please.
Bread is the
You
yeast
have
of our worries.
Cheese roll.
These things, I could never miss a session. It's like, oh yeah, actually Saladar had a giant hammer this entire time. Actually, Araya had breadsticks in her purse the entire time. I turn around and Kabeth is like wearing a crown on top of each horn.
Salinger just found that hammer.
Recovered. Rescued.
It belongs in a museum.
We paid for the bread, so I think that this is quite on the up and up. And everything else seemed to be offered by the goddess Brunhilde herself. I take it as an implicit permission in that the prayer sent us to there.
What do you take that as, Araya? And he points to Ixtalan, back in the flesh, and grins at Araya.
Proof of things more miraculous than we can understand.
Yeah, but I brought her back.
I don't know if Ixtalan, I love to see you. It's an unexpected delight. I just wish it hadn't been at a cost.
I thought it was at that point.
But it is. I'm overjoyed that we can have this moment.
Casey,
I mean, none of you really know me.
I know you from Shalati and all her stories.
Casey downs another cup and says, "Yeah, so you don't remember dying?"
No, well,
I mean, I literally just told you I remember dying.
yeah, she says she doesn't want to
So-
think about it.
All right, well, let's think about something. Okay, so you've got a whole Ixtalan. You've got a whole separate section of teenage memories than we all do. Are you friends with us all in the other universe? You know,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Tell us a little bit about who you are and you know whether we're friends in your regular place or you know we can talk about all the positive things too. It's a unique experience. It's an opportunity.
I mean, obviously, you all love me. You know, I tell great stories. I'm a great dancer. I'm always very generous with my kills. I mean, what's not to love about me?
Oh no, she's
Oh, I
like
make
Ava's
great
sister.
jokes too. That's another reason Shalati and Ava got along.
Did you or did you not win at the ram racing at the Spring Festival?
You mean the ram racing that the ranch put on? I never, did that. It's for kids.
Details. When we were kids. Do we
Wait,
have
hold up.
any extra memories?
Wait, was there a civilization-ending disaster in your time? Is Shepherd's End still in one
Ooh.
piece?
No. I mean, I don't know anything of what you were saying about the sliding, but I remember there was the ruins and this big jelly-like thing came out of it, and there was the big feathered lizard like the one that you have, and they came down here and they were undead.
Okay, so pretty similar. It's Poppy, by the way.
Somsel climbs up on one of the chairs and kind of sits on it. She's kind of half peeking over the table, and she kind of slides her cup over to the keg.
Filled it without like quite noticing. Just opens the tap and fills it for her.
She quietly pulls it back and holds it in both hands, sipping on it, looking at each of your faces, not saying anything.
We haven't gone mad, Samson. Sal has still not drank out of his cup. It's just sitting on the table.
So
Ixtalan is literally after finishing one cup, she started to pull off the breastplate and some of the assortment of jingling weapons that she's carrying, and looks over at Peach and says, "This you still has your bag, right?"
This me? Yeah. I've
You
got
still going to
right in
carry
it.
this? Because I don't want to toss it in case she comes back for it, but it's too fucking heavy.
Kate doesn't know the math off the top of her head, but Peach wants to say yes. For stories, yeah, I can take pretty much whatever unless it's in excess of 500 pounds.
Like 500 pounds in there? I guess we'll see. And then she's going to slide the halberd and the breastplate over to her.
Yeah, if the halberd and breastplate or something that be just right before she has it, she's got the room and the space for it. That's fine.
I don't. How much is the same between? Because I remember there was a number of other things that were found. Like, I remember having armor like this, but it was much lighter that we had just found. Is that still around, or was I? Is that not the same?
I mean,
Is
I have some lighter armor that Safred handed over to me. I think we might have some. We do have some light, like featherweight, heavy armor. But Peach is not, to my knowledge, carrying it.
out of character, there is like a. I don't remember who has it, but there's like a featherweight breastplate somewhere. But I'll look at it again.
I
Yeah,
think
someone has
Kabeth
something
had
somewhere.
it.
I don't
No,
think it.
Ava's wearing that.
Oh, shit, it was claimed. Okay.
So what kind of magic can you do?
He glances over and then does a gesture, and the beer in Casey's cup comes swirling out into the circle around, and then comes over to her own cup.
Very nice. Casey, as it's traveling to her cup, Casey waves his hand and tries to pull it back to his cup. As he's also doing shape water.
I was expecting him just to like position himself in the way of where it was going, just like
Like a
And to
goalie.
drink it.
You guys are just water bending the beer across the table. This is. If this sort of shenanigans happen at the Wanderlust, Peach would be pissed. To clean up that spilled shit.
What are we rolling here, Chris? Magic ability?
Yeah, whatever your casting stat is.
Charisma yet again. But it's not with Shalade, so. Dang it.
Oh my goodness.
I see it runs in the family.
Fair. You look too much like her. Yeah. As Casey waves his hand and the water or the beer pauses a moment and then pours over into her cup. Casey raises an eyebrow and grins at her a bit. And runs in the family. So, once Ez gets back with the way to go back to that place, we'll go and find Shaladi, yeah? And then we can take these people back to Shepherd's End.
Slumsel says, I kind of get the impression all of you are you're experiencing weird things too. Like, sometimes things aren't like you remember, and then they are. And sometimes you reach for like a bowl of porridge. You know you were gonna eat, and it's not even there.
Yeah. I mean, it comes with interdimensional travel. You get used to it. It's
Wait, when did it start happening for you?
Oh, not too long ago. Maybe just a few days. When that happened.
You mean this? Was she pointing at like this guy?
Yeah, she like gestures upward.
I was really hoping it wasn't this guy, and it was like maybe the thing that we had vanquished.
What's different for you?
For me, oh, well, I had made myself this big ball of porridge. It was steaming hot, and I ran to get some spices. When I came back, it just wasn't even there.
Order someone to just steal it and eat it.
But I mean, I didn't even think of that. She kind of glances around at each of you. Did any of you take my porridge?
I've been eating bread.
Okay.
Deep suspicion of who it might be.
She's not even here to defend herself.
I know. I'm not saying anything out loud.
Well, what should we do? You talked about going to the town, and you said it's safe?
Our hometown, Shepherd's Inn, yeah, it's as safe as we can get, considering.
I guess I should go with you. I mean, it seems like all the reasons we were gonna go to Sofia don't even make sense anymore.
Yeah, of course. Well, like at this rate, the best thing we can do is take anyone who has made it this far and bring everybody to a place we know is safe, and then go from there. But what do we do here? Do we keep chasing that necromancer that the Thedron was after? Do we go north to this tower? What is our next step here?
The necromancer
we're
traveled south months ago, though. What?
I'm just like,
I mean,
just while Iz is trying to figure out a way for us all to try and get Schlotty back, what else should we do next? Or while we're waiting?
we do that. And then we take these people back to Shepherd's Inn.
I think with the room being very quiet at this point, Peach kind of glances back and forth between Ixtalan and Casey and the others, and she's just going, I think I need to go and get some air. Salinger, will you come with me? Just for safety's sake. Buddy system and all.
Yeah, sure.
And where did...
Is this an okay sign? Is this an okay opportunity for a conversation, Chris? I didn't want to like step on any plot points that were happening, but
Yeah. We'll do one thing in between and then go to yours because you two are walking off. We'll give that a second.
perfect.
Yeah, Slum still kind of looks around as Peach and Salinger are heading off and says, what happened to your other friend? The physical girl, she seemed really upset. She went running off. She went upstairs.
I mean, Doc. Yeah. No, she's.
Looked real mad.
I mean, you
It's
think.
sensitive sometimes.
I mean, you think I should go check on her?
I don't know. She seemed real upset.
Yeah, but Doc can.
I'll go.
Okay, that's a good idea.
I'm so like a brow, but leave the mug and everything down there.
Hey, wait. Go up there, see if there's a bowl of porridge in her room.
Casey cuts eyes to Araya, but doesn't say anything.
She thinks you could still just talk in my head secretly.
Did you take her porridge?
I didn't touch any porridge. I think Quebec did it.
Check your tail.
Oh, well, okay, but that would be extremely hard for a tail to take, and also do so in a way that is entirely sneaky. And she's like, kind of like gruffly checking her bag. Not everything's going to be my fault every single time. All anybody on the outside sees is just her face turning like kind of stormy, grumpy. There's no porridge in here. How would I even put porridge in a bag? It's squishy.
Meanwhile, Peach and Salinger.
So Peach sort of pushes out a little bit away from the rest of the group. I imagined we were inside, but now I realize we were kind of outside of the place.
Well, you were inside before just a moment ago, so if you were leaving, I assume outside.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So outside, yeah. So Peach kind of looks up at Sal as they leave the building, and imagine that it's cold and that the kind of there's steam coming from the door even as they leave it. And she said, "I'm sorry for pulling you away. I just something about seeing Ixtalan there and not seeing Shalati and knowing that most of you all just disappeared for a whole chunk of time and slipped through doors and dimensions and into other worlds and things, and even I were just sleeping in. I guess I just wanted to say, Sal, that I never wanted to say anything like this because I didn't ever want you to feel uncomfortable. But now I know that in an instant that I could slip through some kind of rip in time and space, and maybe there'll be a different Peach who has different feelings, and maybe there'll be a different Salinger or no Salinger at all. And she kind of squeezes her eyes shut and looks up at Sal for any kind of response, and she just says, "You're amazing. You are everything to me, Salinger Morrill. You're my white knight, and you've been the hero of all my stupid fairy tale daydreams since we was 6 years old, because you've never been anything other than nice to me, and something about you, you've always been you're the hero I picture whenever my mom describes something. Whenever her or my dad, who was the hero of those things, it was always you, and I never wanted to risk anything but I just want you to know that this version of me, this Peach, that I'm yours, Salinger Morrill. And I know you don't feel the same way, and that who knows anything else, but I just needed you to know that in case it wasn't me tomorrow." Peach is bright red, and there's steam coming off of her cheeks. She does not have the ability of her friends to make the snow evaporate. It is just steaming off of her embarrassed face.
Sal freezes for a moment, just a little stunned. Not looking right at her, but kind of above and past her. Ooh,
Look, you don't even have to say anything. I just needed to say it myself because I talked to Shalati about it a while ago because I kind of thought when you two danced that maybe there was something there, but then she said you reminded her of Yev, and I know maybe you don't. I know it isn't. I shouldn't have even
Oh no.
No, I'm just at a loss for words. Is all. This isn't at all how I imagined this would go.
What do you mean how you imagine this would go?
I mean, I noticed. I'm not some big buffoon. You, how do I say this? Ain't that hero a white knight yet? You deserve that, and I'm not that yet. And I thought that maybe you just seeing me as something I'm not. And I just need a little time to become a hero.
You don't get to decide you're a hero, Salinger. You just are one. You don't get to decide that. Oh, heroes are supposed to reject the call. It's a whole thing in the books, but it's fine. I just, if you disappeared tomorrow and I hadn't said anything, and again, I know I'm not exactly a master of subtlety, but I just need to have said it, and now it's said. But don't give me that you don't live up to it nonsense, because you absolutely do. You are something entirely special, Salinger. You are a hero, and I know that you also need that boost every now and then, and I will cheer you on as much as you need me to. And I'm gonna go back inside now, and have some Hakeem, all of it. And she'll
Sal
kind of,
grabs her hand. Doesn't turn around, but just says quietly, Peach Pine. At some point, I will ride in on a white horse and carry you off into the sunset. It's just, we're in the middle of saving the world. So have that pot, Hakeem, but know I heard you, okay? And once I feel worthy of that, then I'll turn around. And then he gives a squeeze and let's go, just kind of staring at the snow for a minute.
Snowflakes fall down around Salinger. There are 3 loud knocks on the door of Ava's room.
Inside, probably through the door, you can just sort of hear someone who is crying quite hard on the other side.
Ixtalan, you were the one who knocked.
Yes, I know. There's just silence from the other side for a while. And then another thunk, thunk, thunk. And then I don't know if it's actually coming through, but she starts knocking and then keeps knocking.
Eventually, you see the sobbing sort of starts to slow down slightly, and you hear someone approaching the door. She opens it up, and seeing you, who looks so much like Shalati, it starts all over again, and she goes back inside the room. The door's still open, but she goes back inside and starts crying again.
Is it me? What?
I'm not going to try to play a teenage girl who is sobbing. That is beyond my roleplay skills. So, you make out after a period of time through the sobs when she's able to communicate. It is the time that she spent in the space between, in the liminal space. I don't remember what we called it. She was so terrified of the Angel of Doors, this being that I think she felt more than she saw, and it was one that, if I or Patrick as a player remember, she never, really got a direct look at, but everything about its presence was just so horrifying.
Well, just
And-
like the last couple lines in character, like towards maybe the very end of it, so that we can kind of tail off into playing that.
Okay. I didn't plan on doing sobs.
You don't have to do sobs.
Okay, all right,
Finished
yeah.
crying.
All right, so she's like, and so, and if she's there in that place right now, and we have to get her back. She's just whimpering.
I don't disagree. And Ixtalan is sort of leaned up against the door frame of the outside, just talking through the door at her.
Oh, it's open enough. She didn't close it in your face after opening it. Just so you know.
Oh, okay. I just think that.
So she can either come in or she'd be leaning against the door, whatever you want to do, but it was left open.
Yeah, she shouldered in then, and has just been kind of waiting, leaning against the wall with her arms folded, kind of discreetly looking around the room to see if there is a bowl of porridge, and then during Ava's sobbing, half hysterical explanation, but her wandering attention slowly comes back to Ava's face. She says, "Look, I gather from your reaction that you were close to Shalati. It's very strange, by the way, trying to pick out what everyone's individual relationship has been with my sister. So I might need the map at some point. But from what I heard, she was very strong and very stubborn, and from what I know, she was extremely stubborn and good at hide and seek. And if I, as a child, could manage to avoid the Angel of Doors, I'm sure she can too. Also, Silas is still there, so hopefully, maybe they have met up.
Yeah, she's just doing the snot thing now, where she's just sniffling, and it's just, it's kind of getting up. You want to give her a tissue, or if you have one, but probably is not one available. She sort of is nodding her head at this a little bit, and most of the emotions sort of like started to leave, and she just sort of sits there quietly for a little bit, picking at the nail on her thumb, sort of looking off into the corner of the room, staring off into nothing. And after a while, she kind of like takes a little bit of breath and looks over and does the once over with her eyes kind of like very red, looking over at the person so like her friend. And then
It probably notices with her very sharp senses that she definitely smells fear, the veil.
Nice. She notes to herself, having traded her best friend for this drunkard. No, but she kind of cants her eyes a little bit, and she looks up and meets her eyes just for a second, sort of looks away, and then starts saying, "Yeah, you're probably right." And then after a bit of pausing, she says, "You know, she would still go and talk to you every year. She'd stand on the cliffs, anniversary every time she went out there."
Ixtalan is silent at this and just doesn't say anything for a long moment. Probably an uncomfortably long moment. You weren't in love with her, were you?
Mm. She kind of shrugs a little bit and she's like, "Not like Casey, I don't think. No. But
So I'm just asking because, well, he doesn't seem very upset, but I've never actually known him to be upset particularly, so I don't know how to take that. It was mostly because of the way Peach looked at him.
yeah,
How Salinger and he were talking, and then you were the most upset aside from Esmond, but I think that's because Esmond partially blames himself or feels responsible like he always does.
yeah, it's good to know that some things are the same across all worlds. Well, no, Casey has his own way of reacting to stuff, and I don't know. I think that when you are so painfully optimistic that you won't allow, reality to intrude, it allows you to forge ahead and face things that might seem terrible to most people, but he just always seems to think of the success of something, and it works out an annoying amount of the time.
Just rolled her eyes in agreement.
But I don't know. She's just, like, she was the only other person that understood what it was like when we were kids to lose a sibling, and I don't know. It's also just all been a lot. There's been a lot of stuff happening.
It's all right. Sorry, I had sort of forgotten about Wesley.
Yeah. Sometimes I do too. She kind of looks a little guilty. But anyway, because of the jellies, we've all lost people now, so it's all just kind of, I don't know. It's like the whole world's coming to an end.
Well, I suppose when everyone's dead, no one will be left to care.
Yeah, but I don't want to go to that place.
Interesting. I don't either.
Well,
It had occurred to me that maybe if Lottie did get left behind because I came, maybe the quickest way to get her back would be for me to just die. But I don't want to die again.
I don't think that would be something that we should try to test. I mean, even if it worked, and we got her back, she wouldn't forgive any of us to begin with, and who knows if it'll work. Honestly, anyway, I don't know, but she wipes her face. It's like, it's just been a lot, and I didn't think she was gonna be You know, I just never thought she'd be one of the ones gone. Just kept thinking she'd be like Casey, you know? If anybody's gonna get through all this stuff. So. But
Here. She pulls out of one of her pouches a healing kit and says, pulls out something, a cloth inside it that's supposed to be I think it's supposed to normally act as a bandage and get ripped up, but she just hands it to Ava. Says, "You look like a mess. I think we're supposed to be leaving soon, or at least as soon as Esmond gets out of his research hole. And escorting another 100 mouths back Shepherd's End."
yeah, you're right. I'll see if he needs maybe some help trying to do some research. Yeah. Thanks for the bandage, she says, looking at it. And she starts to.
She'll just leave the entire kit with her and ducks out.
Yeah, after a short while, she sort of finishes trying to clean herself up. Maybe she uses a bit of water there to splash it on her face or something, and she'll, having made herself up as best she can, she goes back out in the hallway, likely in search of wherever Esmond is studying to just, I don't know, be somewhere else.
Meanwhile, downstairs in the main tavern, Slumsel's eyes are kind of big, and she looks at Array and says, Are they sharp? I mean, can I touch them? There weren't a lot of tieflings in Eisendylan.
Is what sharp? What?
Your
She's like backing away.
Your horns. Can I just poke one?
Yes, that is okay.
Thank you. And she reaches out. She got touched.
Array hears in her mind, do the fire thing.
I'm not gonna do the fire thing. Did you know how? Like, this is a chance for tieflings of all kind.
She reaches up and kind of pokes up. It's so cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of tieflings in Eisendale, but they're like revered in your home, and I never got to see one. I'd seen drawings.
Wait, go back to that.
Huh?
The revered part. There's a place that. Wait.
Oh, in the north. Yeah, tieflings. Yeah, they're revered. They're like special, blessed people.
Really?
Yeah, but in Eisendale, it killed all.
Wait. Okay. Wait. Okay.
Most.
So, but there's still some that are happily living in the north.
Oh, in the north, but then also in Ether. I mean, they're just like, they're like everybody else. And then, people are kind of afraid of them a little bit in Karakon, but they're so cool. I mean,
Array hears
so
in her.
Cool.
Array hears in her mind, imagine being revered.
I know.
Casey's like behind Samsel with a glass of the grave juice.
Okay, well, sorry if that was weird. I just really want to ignore it.
No, it's okay. At least it's coming from a place of. Yeah, no, it's coming from a good place, so it's allowed.
Okay, thanks. She runs back.
Yeah. I didn't take your porridge, by the way. It's not me. I think I know who, but I'm gonna look.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
Array hears in her head, are you gonna spin a tale about that one?
What do you mean? No, I think Capeth took it. Capeth's always hungry. If anybody's gonna take like an errant porridge, like a fresh porridge that no one's around, like, let's be real. She's hungry. And all food is like fair game. If you're not eating it actively, it's fair game.
Probably at that point, there's a little knock. Esmond's door.
whoever it is just hears a muffled, "It's open."
Yeah, it kind of creaks open a little bit, and Ava kind of slinks in quietly, looks at him studying, and just sort of finds a space that's open to go and kind of sit. And she doesn't say anything for a bit. She just sort of sits there watching him study. And then after, the silence filled with the scratching of a pencil or flipping of pages, whatever he's managing, she just sort of, let me know if you need any help. She just sort of sits there with her arms folded.
Yeah, during the time where you're there, just watching him scrabble or read, you hear the occasional sharp sniffle, or you see him uh, taking his forearm and wiping it against his face, but he doesn't turn back to you at any point. When you offer to help, he quickly stands up and just slams his hands onto his desk. I don't know what to make of any of this, and I don't know if I don't know if I can figure this out. This is so beyond me. This is so beyond anything that I ever would have thought to ever consider before in my life. I I don't know how to solve this because I have no idea where to even start.
If you look up, you can tell that Ava was clearly just coming out of, or possibly still in, a similar emotional state, with her face still being red around the eyes. Her arms are still crossed while she's on the bed, and she sort of has her eyes canted, looking at the ground, but she looks up, moves just her eyes, sort of meeting yours, as she says it. She says, "Well, that's why I'm here now, and I'm smarter than you, so let's figure it out together." And she looks serious at him, and you can tell it was just a really bad attempt at a joke, potentially.
No, that's good. Somebody with actual intelligence would be really helpful. um, Esmond will slide his desk chair across the floor so that he's sitting across from Ava. Okay. What theories do we have right now?
From what you said, it's like worlds just making portals and going between them, and there's apparently at least one where like a lot of them empty into, and we've been there twice, and we haven't seen that many portals, so maybe it can't be that hard to get back to at least the one with all the doors. And I don't know anything about the doorstop magic, but maybe you can write it out and help me, and I can show you about the magic for like how to find things. And I don't know, we can just start putting together to see if we can help, I don't know, figure out some sort of overlap or something. I don't know. just, I guess, maybe even before we do the magic, I wasn't really paying as much attention as I should have. So just, start again and tell me about the finding yourselves in a different place. And then we'll just add magic to it after from there, unless you have a better idea, I guess.
Esmond taps his foot for a moment before looking back up to you and responding. It's not good. Doc, none of this is good right now. I don't know if it's sunk in for everyone else yet. We met an artificer over there, somebody that I think may not have survived the undead scourge here in our home realm. Her name was Megrun. She was the Clockwright, the artificer of Mirwood. She's the one that provided me the formula that I was able to apply towards the door jam. After reconfiguring it, it allowed us to slide through the different dimensions. Her theory was that the only way that anyone would be able to dimension hop as we have been is because there is a cascading dimension eviscerating event occurring where other realities are collapsing in on themselves, and those collapses are causing the other realities to bleed into ours, allowing or granting us limited access to those dimensions. An incalculable number of people are dying, and somehow it's because of whatever is happening on our reality, I think, and it ties in somehow to that tower to the north. Stop. That thought alone is... my chest hurts at that idea. And we need to help Shalati, and we need to figure out what is happening with Ixtalan. And that man, Silas, he said something about finding somebody, Sav, whoever that is, they could help, maybe. But all of that is so outweighed by the immense responsibility that I feel at the resulting destruction of numerous, an impossible number of dimensions vanishing. So I just... I don't know how to proceed right now.
Well, it's just triage. Like, we just try to look at the small things and maybe the ones we can do. I don't know if any of us can do anything if everything, all worlds and everything is collapsing. But we can try to find Shalati, and we can try to get better at the ways to do that, and we can try to find whoever that person save was, and okay, she pushes her hair behind her ears. Right now, you know how to move through and make portals, but it's random, right? So what we really need is a method to like a map and a compass. And if you met somebody who had a theory about it and they were in this town but a different dimension, let's find them again. Maybe the same person but in a different dimension, and if we have to, and maybe they can theorize about how to start making it possible for us to catalog or to navigate the tears so that we can start being more mindful about where we're trying to go. And then I'll work on trying to figure out magic to find people and stuff. And you can steer and I can try to figure out more ways to try to find people, and maybe we can start, I don't know, something like that, direction.
Problem is, I can't open the portals. I can make them wider, I can close them, but I can't open them. That was never the original design of the door jam, and I finagled with it to allow us to slide to try and get back to our home dimension, but I don't know how to pull us from our home reality and slide into another one on purpose. Up to now, it's all been entirely on accident, or at the very least, it's all been. None of it has been on purpose. It's all been random by chance, and it could affect a single person, or it could affect several people at once.
So let's recreate the circumstance and try to run the experiment, right? Whatever the variables were, we try to recreate the conditions and replicate the process.
Maybe it's the yeah. Okay, all right, fine. Well, let's go down to the tavern. This morning it was it was the few of us sitting at the table discussing what to do for the day before we were shifted over. So I guess we start there.
It's a good place to start. May as well. And then just we'll take notes. And that's better than nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Let's head down. Let's head downstairs. Esmond will stand back up and gather a few things into a satchel, and hold the door open for Ava and walk down.
Mm-hmm.
as they're on their way down, Casey's in the corner, kind of leaned back in resting position, faint smile on his face, and he brightens a little bit. And in the mind link, he says, "Look, I mean, I know you can hear me. Just respond and tell me where you're at, and we'll come and get you." And he smiles at the room and says, "I mean, Shalati can take care of herself, you know. It's just a matter of, meeting up with her." And then he takes another drink.
As you guys are coming down, there's the thump and the clank of Briggs' Bramblehorn's hoof and prosthetic kind of on the floor. And he comes and joins you kind of at the larger table. He says, while everyone's around, I had some questions. That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Seems like you young'uns got some better idea than I do about what's going on up in the sky, and the day is getting long and all the weird things happening. Makes sense. We get everyone together, go to Shepherd's Inn. I think that's a good idea. What's going on?
Yeah, so about, the sky and the earth baking, and so that, the explanation for that, really, the thing is that Esmond, Esmond has the best working theories as far as what's going on as he sees Esmond coming down the stair. Yeah, so
Sorry, what's happening?
no, as there was just some questions about, what was going on with the sky and all that.
Are you drunk?
Mm.
Wanna try some of the grape juice?
No, I
And
fucking
she dumps
don't.
the.
Not drunk, celebrating.
Yeah, great time to celebrate, sure. Esmond will continue walking to the table, Ava in tow, I assume, before he starts speaking aloud. Okay, Mr. Bramblehorn, the short answer is that the reason that the days are growing longer is because the tower that fell to the north has essentially stopped the world from spinning on its appropriate axis, and it is now stuck leaning towards the sun directly. It's been over the past handful of months, slowly realigning itself to match the position of the sun. So 3-ish hours of night remaining for at least this hemisphere of hours. And then regarding the memories, that was something I was going to mention to your whole group as a total at some point. But in short, the portals in the sky is there. There is a bleeding effect occurring between our reality and other dimensions. So if you find yourself sensing a new memory that you don't previously recall, that is what that is. And the best recommendation that I have for you right now is to find someone or some people that share a memory from this reality, from our home reality, and making sure that you all share the same one.
Hmm. What about the earth shaking? Is it gonna get worse?
I think it is, yes.
It's been getting cold. Is it gonna get colder?
Yes, I believe it is.
You seem like a wizardy sort. What do you know how to fix it?
Not yet. She just looks over at Esmond.
No, 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 not yet.
There's only two smart folk I heard of. Maybe have some ideas. One of them, Megrin, she's gone. The other one was, well, they called him Blue. Took up in that old tower over in the east. And I hadn't heard nothing about him in a long time.
Sorry, the stone tower to the east?
That's the one. Pretty good, more than a week away.
You said his name was Blue?
Well, the people call him Blue. Maybe because he's old.
Sorry, just clarification on my part, I suppose. Vithedrian, the verdict that we were previously traveling with, he had mentioned that an event occurred at the tower years ago, sometime before we all were born, I believe, at least. Do you know if he is the one that was at the center of that?
Well, I knew a group of Vergs came in about a while ago. I mean, that was a whole lifetime ago, it seems, but I didn't know it was. I don't know if it's the same happening. All I know is that old Blue came from the capital, real fancy sort, real smart, knew all kind of magic. Megrin would trade from time to time and said he knew all sorts of things. They would barter for magical reagents.
Got it. Okay. Thank you for sharing, sir. I Ava and I were going to theorize, try and come up with a solution or an answer to the problems. In the meantime, would you spread the word regarding uh, false the false memories that could enter anyone's mind at any moment? Just spread the word and just let people know the working strategy that we have, so as to keep hold of the true memories of our reality.
Yeah, I'll let old people know.
How close to ready is everybody to travel?
And like I said, you weren't here. I've got everybody packed. They're ready to travel. Just as soon as you're ready.
DM, what time of day is it?
Question.
Daytime.
It is certainly
I
daytime.
got like a 90% chance.
That's very true. It's we'll say
high noon.
Yeah, it's something like 11 o'clock. But remember, night's only 3 hours now. I guess we should make it 4 hours so it's more symmetrical. Let's say it's 4 hours.
Give me give us a bit more time, sir, and I think we'll be ready to leave this afternoon.
Let's
Give or
see.
take, depending on how our research goes here.
All right. I'll make sure everybody knows.
DM, I'm going to do two things. I have one more item infusion option available to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to cancel the Sending Stone infusion that I had previously, and I'm going to take a couple minutes. I'm going to craft a Medal of Wit.
Tell us about the Medal of Wit.
Medal of Wit gives you advantage on intelligence-based rolls for 1 hour. And would it be possible? I want to do whatever research I need to do. Is it feasible to return to the previous dimension that we were at, using the sun gem that I purchased from that realm as a point of concentration in connecting our reality to that one?
We'll say your preliminary research just to even formulate an idea will take like an hour.
That's fine.
In the mind link. Casey, I have an idea of how we can help. How we can help Ez.
Go on.
Well, do you remember where you met Megrim? And do you think you could find it in the ruined city?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well, let's see if her workshop has anything worthwhile. She might be gone, but her idea is if she's anything like Ez, she takes notes, right?
That's a great idea.
Yeah, let's not bother Ez with it, though, because I can feel the stress from here.
Ez is fine. We can tell him.
Okay, you tell him. I'm just gonna... But I need you. No, let's tell him when we have cool things to give him.
I mean, if you want to surprise him with it, that's fine.
Yeah, Ez loves surprises. Ez does not love surprises. I know this. Ez loves good surprises. Like cake and books. Mostly just cake and books. Unless,
Yeah.
you know, more, like, I know he doesn't like fire surprises. Socks were not a good one.
No, I mean, we'll go check it out. Casey stares at you a bit longer, but you don't hear anything in your mind. And he sends another message to Shalati. Just freaking answer so we can come and get you. And then back to Araya. Yeah, let's go check it out while Ez is figuring things out.
Yeah, sounds great. Okay.
Okay, so the two of you, Casey and Araya, leave.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the artificer's place, Magrant's Clockwright's shop.
Presumably Esmond is like tearing into books and scribbling.
Yes, and unless Patrick says otherwise, I had imagined that Ava would be helping as well.
Okay. Ixtalan?
Ixtalan, when Esmond and Ava go upstairs, she rises and goes to follow after. And knocks on the door, opens it, pokes her head in a way that is very uncannily like Shalati, and says, I'm not incredibly smart, although I'm incredibly good looking. But I do remember some things from the place between. I am, given the state of memory and everything that seems to be going on, I am afraid they may fade. I don't know if they will. But if you have any questions, I will see what I remember or what I know. I wasn't there for very long, but so I don't know very much. I don't know very little. But I will do what I can to help.
Without looking up from his notes, Esmond will just point to another chair in the room, motioning for you to sit, and just say, Ava will ask appropriate questions as they come up. Ava, please take notes. Ixtalan, just be sure to provide as many details as you can.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Ava, sorry, I interrupt you.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say, yeah, she does that. She gets the pad and paper and essentially sets up interviewing, or interrogating, rather. It's a nice harsh lamp over her. Turns. No, yeah.
Only bad cop.
Yes, Ava, bad cop.
What is Salinger up to?
He went for a walk in the snow, so he is going a couple blocks.
Okay, sounds good.
Dragging a big ass hammer with him. I don't think he left that behind.
Yeah, you see, Poppy presumably following after, and snatches up a little forest mouse that's coming by. Cops it up. What's Peach up to?
After the conversation, she would have just popped right back into the place where everybody else was and sort of uncharacteristically quietly for Peach would have just kind of sat and eavesdropped on whomever was there.
Okay. I think everyone's kind of gone places, but Somsel, Briggs Behone's gone off to deal with the people and get them prepared, but Somsel's kind of still there, maybe left with you after everyone leaves. She kind of.
Then Peach would make herself a cup of coffee and just kind of quietly sit there and make chit chat with Samsel happily about whatever.
Do you actually want to do a little bit of that?
No, we don't need to play that out. No,
Okay.
that's fine.
Let's see. Okay, let me ask this. Ixtalan, Esmond, Ava, do you guys actually want to do some part of that, or you just want to kind of fade to black on that? What you guys are talking about?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't need anything.
I am open.
Yeah, we can at some point maybe do. I don't have any questions at the top of mind, and anything I come up with right now would probably be terrible. So, what was your favorite color in the other side?
Who says a name that sears your brain and it's the unnameable name of the sky? People start bleeding from their eyes and ears.
Yeah, I'm not sure I quite understood. So, but at least, like, Esmond, Ixtalan, did you guys want to do some of the actual roleplay of that, or you just want to go past it?
I can't think of any. I had questions. Esmond had questions, but I can't recall them immediately right now, so I'm fine with just fading to black in the meantime.
Sounds good. Meanwhile, Araya, Casey, you have reached the ruins, what seem to be of the artificer's shop. Looks like something came through the ceiling. There's debris all over the place. But just stepping through there, you see that they're already. You're like, oh wait, that looks like a magical reagent. Looks like there's still potentially a lot of stuff left in this place.
Oh, this is worse than I thought.
Yeah, much better. Magrin in this realm certainly came up with better stuff than the other one. With all that was going on, she's got to have notes somewhere.
Well, okay. I'll start in the not heavy parts, and you can do the weird acrobatic reach places. I'm gonna do the easy stuff, but I'll look very hard.
You guys begin poking around. We have you each roll a perception check and an arcana check.
My best things.
Come on, O. You can roll better.
Really good when it doesn't evolve with a kid.
Arcana not so much.
Okay.
Actually,
I know. I'm like, this is a skill. I'm gonna put some of my sorcerousness into this arcana thing, and I'm gonna re-roll it. I'm gonna use my sorcerer point.
in case he's lucky.
Too full of it to know things.
I've also got the Queen's favor, and I really feel that the Queen would favor us saving the world. And I'm gonna re-roll my perception.
You've been hanging out with Esmond too much, Casey.
And I got a natural 20.
Oh.
All right. I love the freaking items that I got, you guys. I'm putting them to use like right away.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully.
So as the two of you are poking around, Casey, oh man, you find it's like a bit of dried leaf. Like, that smells like something has been had in a workshop, right? And then, you kind of look through some stuff. Wait, it's a bit of gemstone. Is that just garbage, or is that? Hard to know. All right, as you're poking around, you're shuffling through some stuff on the desk, and then you hear clicking sound. You look back. Your tail's reached under one of the desks. It seems to have revealed a hidden compartment.
I feel like you're smarter than you let on. To no one in particular except her tail. Oh, yeah. No, but, I think I found something.
Yeah?
She's gonna, crawl underneath the desk to where the clicks. And, yeah.
There's a hidden compartment under the desk that you press up and slide it back, and it kind of lowers down. And in there, you find what seems to be a number of, it looks like correspondence. Yeah, these are letters. These are handwritten letters between two people. And here's some scrap notes. This seems to be, it's hard to make out, but with your 17, at least it has something to do with arcane magic. These look like notes that Esmond takes sometimes.
Oh, Casey, I think this is good.
Ooh. Yeah, very nice. That should, Yeah, my working theory is that we left Shalati back in that other realm. The non-messed up town, you know?
Oh, so we left her someplace nice?
Yeah, because she didn't come through to the in-between area.
Yeah.
I had her
Yeah.
hand, you know?
Yeah. I feel... we have to believe that... You know what? Until we know that she's not okay, she's okay. Right? If...
No, I mean, of course she's okay. She can, like I said, she can take care of herself.
More than that. She takes care of all the rest of us. She takes care of... Yeah. Yeah, let's... this maybe will help. And maybe... Yeah.
Very nice. I found a few things too, and he starts gathering up the things that smelled familiar.
Oh, this one's pretty.
Yeah, all in all, you guys get about 500 gold worth of materials for all those sorts of things. Maria, you don't exactly know what to make of it, but you do know you found something related to arcane magic.
She sort of like clutches the book, the notes and all the letters and just basically anything that was worth hiding was obviously worth something, all to her chest. And as they're on their way back to the inn, though, Casey, are you losing Shalati? Are you okay?
Well, yeah, it's just a matter of, meeting back up with her.
Right. I mean, the dimensions and the worlds, and we've had very little control over what does happen and when we come and go and stay or are missing, and I have to believe that it'll be okay.
Of course it will be. We have Ez on it,
And I have notes on something.
no, it's just a matter of, harnessing this power that we have. And do you know how freaking excited she's going to be to see her sister?
What if they're like two magnets that can't be in the same spot?
Why would that be?
Well,
No, that's a repulsive idea.
Casey, you were listening to Ez, weren't you? No, there's a sense of it, right? There's a balance, and maybe we could make Ixtalan write something for Shalati or something. If we can't have both, that maybe we can make it less bad. Right?
Planning for things to go wrong just makes it more likely for things to go wrong. No, we'll get both of them back.
Well, that's awfully a greedy thing to demand of this universe and the state of things. Okay, no, I do understand what you mean. I just also there's a balance to all of this.
Yeah, I don't think we need to put limitations on ourselves.
You never do, but well, no, okay. I'm gonna just. It helps me to plan for all the things, though, and I'm going to try.
No, you're doing great. No, we'll get her back. Casey brightens a little bit before dimming, and picks up the pace back towards Esmond.
Yeah, Esmond and Ixtalan, give us and Eva, give us the very, just the tail end of kind of doing this session of questions and stuff. You just kind of ad lib it.
Okay, so in the other space, how often did you just remind me? I must have missed it in the notes. The other doors that were around, were they like everywhere or?
Yeah. Um, then I couldn't tell any pattern. They were definitely quite a few around, and anytime one opened, it was certain that the angel of doors would be by soon to come and close it, to repair it. It's what he or seemed was not only preparing them and closing them, but he seemed to be studying them too. So I don't know what he was looking to find, because anytime I saw a lip, if it didn't try to stay away, because it's he was a predator. He was around, and I didn't want to be there when he came. But sometimes I could see him from afar.
Okay. No, I mean, I can understand that. But the tears would open first, and then it would come shortly after. Oh, you're cutting out. I can't hear you, Pris.
I think maybe he made them himself too sometimes. I can't really remember. Oh, is that the case?
Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah, your understanding of what exactly was happening is kind of limited, but that sounds accurate.
I think he made them himself too sometimes. So he definitely had some kind of control, since he was able to also close them and make his own.
Were the tears ever big enough for you to try to go through?
Silas told you would cease to exist if you did.
Before Silas found me, before I saw one of those, and he said that I would, well, he didn't say die, he used cease to exist if I went through one. Which I assume is because I already died, so there's not much of a threat.
Okay. And so either he doesn't know or he didn't tell the truth.
Or there may have been different circumstances that could have led to you being here, such as villagers from your hometown, from your home reality, visiting the place that should not exist, grasping onto your hand and pulling you with them back to their home reality.
And even then, it's not like all of me that was there came along. Not
Right.
exactly as I was, anyway.
When we were in the other Mirwood, Shalati had a message sent to you. She said that you responded by saying that I think the exact message was "Get out, reality unstable" or something along those lines. Do you recall sending that?
What does that make her? Oh yeah. Yes, that's right. I had actually forgotten. It wasn't just when you and Seyfried were in the land between. I thought it was hallucinating for a moment, or I mean, sometimes I would talk to her in my head all the time, but definitely what she said wasn't what I expected. And so it had to have been her, so I tried to tell her whatever she was or whatever was going on, she wasn't safe there.
How did you know she wasn't safe?
So it was actually Ixtalan was relaying Silas's warning.
I didn't, well, Celeste was there when I heard her, And I think he must have realized what was going on, because he told me that if she could reach me like that, then they must be in some
Who?
shard.
Okay, who or what the fuck is this Silas character? How does he know so much? Exactly.
Look, I know. I asked him that myself many times, and I think he said something about respecting your elders.
He didn't look any older than us, I don't think.
I mean, I was 10.
Okay, so yeah, he pulled that. All right. If we could get back and ask him more questions, but we also need to be concerned because he did mention that disruptions in the place between summon the angel. So if we're trying to go back to find Shalati, whatever we do, we need to be careful of anything in the immediate surroundings. If we are able to successfully, yeah, basically.
You just then hear coming up the stairs, and Casey and Araya, presumably.
I brought things. We went to the smart Magrum lady's place here, thinking maybe she had something worth knowing. The world seemed very similar, so she's probably just as smart here. She sort of just like offers out books and notes that were clutched to her chest.
Esmond will just tap the corner of the desk that he is working at, motioning for you to place them there.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Casey also dumps down all of the stuff that he found. So where are we at?
Esmond, roll an Arcana check.
Would this be with advantage?
What would give you advantage?
The Medal of Wit, intelligence
Yes.
checks, and savings.
Would Ava and Ixtalan helping or like being queried and etc. offer any help, or is this something independent?
Not for this thing. This is just. Okay.
Yeah!
Nice.
Yeah, as the papers that Rhea drops on the table are just kind of. Where she sets them down, one of them kind of drifts into place. You just barely catch it out of the corner of your eye, and it's uncanny. The very top sheet that she's placed there, you see a sketch and some formulas, and you just immediately obviously we need time to actually study it, but it's dealing specifically with cascading dimensional failure.
Oh, this is just what I was looking for. Oh, hey guys! I found the secret to world peace. It's right here. It was here all along. Sorry. Esmond will stop in his tracks, looking at this specific sheet of paper. Okay. You guys leave. Ava, keep talking with Ixtalan, and he turns back to his desk without looking at anyone else and just proceeds to continue his note taking, but with specific focus on this sheet of paper.
Okay. Yeah, as you're kind of, I guess, looking at the papers and just getting a preliminary look at them, they're kind of out of order. You can see that as you're looking, you realize that they're correspondence, they're letters between Megran and someone who just signs their name as B. Some of them have to do with methodologies for attaching some sort of additional effect to a spell that already exists. And there seems to be theories about proliferation and things like that sort of within it. Then you kind of focus in and gathering a couple of papers together of the topic at hand. You can see some correspondence back and forth between Megrin and whoever this bee is. And they're talking about a powerful focal point that its existence results in an unstable veil between possible realities. And it talks about the inevitable collapse of all these adjacent realities. But also talks about the construction of a device that would prevent it. And further in the notes as you scroll down, you realize, reading through the letter, this device already exists. It's called the memento.
Do the notes say where it is?
You need some time to read through to find maybe some more information, but you notice something particular, or you notice something as you look at the header of the letters. These letters are almost 20 years old. Before the tower. Far before the tower.
At this revelation, Esmond just kind of stops and pushes away from his desk and just stares at everything that he was just looking over, and is unresponsive for some time. He's just staring at the revelations that he's just uncovered.
Yeah. Upon Esmond digging into that stuff and saying they can go, Casey pauses a moment and stares at Ixtalan, and in the mind link he says, "She looks so much like you. Just respond." And then he turns and walks out.
After a short time, if it's still just Ixtalan and Ava in the room, Esmond will speak up after taking a few moments to just stare at the paperwork. I'm gonna need more time. Those notes that and Araya found. I think it's possible to build a device to slide between dimensions. I'm gonna need more time to sort it out. As far as picking a specific location, that's still up in the air, but it's possible. But beyond that, there's a device that exists already that is designed to prevent this whole scenario that we're in, to prevent the tears in the sky from opening. Something has already been built.
Who? Where?
Why?
I don't know, and I haven't found anything yet that immediately.
Yeah, you haven't finished reading the letters yet. You'll need like some time to go through them.
I need a bit more time. I have no idea why. There might be something here. I'm hoping that there's at least something that tells me where exactly where this is. And I have an idea that I don't like, but I'm not gonna jump to conclusions just yet. Just give me a bit more time.
We're supposed to be on the road pretty soon.
Well, the road can wait.
Alright, I'll go tell Casey to tell the others. Do you think the thing's here?
Esmond has already turned back to the papers, and he clearly didn't hear you.
Yeah. He just sort of looks over at meets her eyes and sort of nods and heads out the room towards Casey, trying to tell him that they're going to need more time.
Mind link with Casey. Do you think it actually helped, or do you think we just added more homework to the pile?
Are you kidding me? Like, what you found was genius.
How
Hidden
do you
compartment
know?
in a desk.
Oh, that's true. No, but Casey, the thing was, I didn't even find it. My tail did. Do you think it's really like my subconscious is maybe smarter than I am?
No, I mean your tail's part of you.
Right.
It's all you.
So this makes me a smart ass. Sorry. She sort of like grins. I didn't say it out loud, so it's not really cursing.
Ready to make a joke.
In your mind, no one else knows.
Yeah, I'm gonna go tell everyone.
No, no, no. Yeah, but we're helping, right? Like, this isn't my. Yeah.
Ada shows up and says, Casey, Araya, the thing you found, it was genius. It's helping so much.
Wait, really? Ez looked so angry.
That's his thinking face, and his worry face, and his happy face. That's his face.
No, I know his face. Normally I think we should get him like a tea or something. Like,
No, but like
I have a biscuit.
it really did help. Like, he seemed to like lock in. He was saying that he's gonna need some more time. She's looking at Casey. I guess we have to delay leaving by, I guess, maybe tomorrow. He didn't say. He was kind of like hyper focused, but he found something that I mean, I don't like oversell it, but like that could really help with like all of this shit.
What? Man, Macram really was brilliant. And so was our Ez, but... Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was whatever time he needs, of course.
Okay. We just have
I
to...
can go talk with the caravan people. I can smooth it over.
Sure. We just have to balance, I guess, how long it's going to take, how many people we have, how much food, all that such. But
Yeah.
once we figure that out, maybe we can just figure out how much time we can give him.
Yeah, with the town clear, shouldn't be a problem to, gather up enough resources.
Well, that's true. From the other town that was whole, there was a market that side. Maybe there's some supplies that folks haven't found because this area was overrun with evil things.
You all hear the door slam upstairs, and Esmond comes loudly running to the railing, and he yells down to all of you, "Everyone get your shit together now. We're leaving."
What?
Esmond runs back inside to get stuff together.
Casey pats the pouch on his hip, and a buzzing starts to emanate from it. Ready to go. And he runs up the stairs.
Oh, packing. Okay, yeah.
All right, the opposite of what I just told you.
Yeah, I really... Maybe Ez is way smarter than Macron.
Yes, of course he is, as Casey's up the top of the steps.
No, I know, but we're biased, so I want, like...
He stands on the shoulders of a little kobold.
Not too much longer, not too much later, you've gathered your things. People are gathering in the main part of the tavern. Sumsel's there with her big giant backpack. It's almost entirely as big as her, all things dangling from it. Outside, you can hear Briggs Bamberhorn talking with the other survivors.
Okay, so we need to, we're all just about ready to leave. We need to note to the Muirwood folks that we're going to have to leave them at a halfway point. We have a different destination.
Hmm.
Oh.
Casey grins.
We're going to the stone tower, the one that's to the east that Vithidrian mentioned to us some time ago.
Araya sort of like tenses.
He, you see Esmond cut an eye towards you, but doesn't do much else. The notes I found have more details as to the device that was holding our realm together, apparently. But there is a second half of these notes, of these letters that I think should be located at in the stone tower.
Oh, then of course, we absolutely must.
We don't. You all don't have to. I know that a lot of us are ready to get back to Shepherd's End, but I at the very least have to go.
But we're all involved in this.
Thompson kind of thing. She kind of peeks up, kind of around someone and says, oh, I'm really curious. What did you find?
Is she speaking
It's
to?
key to saving the world.
Is she speaking to anyone specifically, or just?
Yeah, presumably she was talking to you, but I think I lagged. I kind of missed the exchange that just happened there. Like it sounded like Ixtalan said something.
Oh yeah, she said in response to that. She said the key to saving the world.
Esmond, his eyes immediately go hard at Ixtalan saying that, and he just quickly turns to Samsel and says, "Clues to potentially
Saving the
providing
world.
to providing a resolution to some immediate concerns."
See,
Regarding the world.
regarding the world.
Leaning over to Ixtalan, was your Ez this smart too?
Meanwhile, at a small, empty tavern several blocks away, south. This bar you found, there's no one else there. There's debris on the ground. One of the walls is kind of broken in, but for the most part, it's in pretty good shape. Looks like there's still some bottles on the wall, and strangely, looks like maybe some dried snacks still there. It's a fancy tavern. It's the kind of place that they didn't have anything like this in Shepherd's End. Look at the trim on the bar. Look at the wood. Look at the patterning.
Huh. Sets the hammer down on something that doesn't look like is going to collapse under its weight. Looks at the dilapidated edges, the slightly torn down space. Says out loud, "Wish I could have come here when it was in one piece. That brief little glimpse we had, all the places I wanted to go and see are torn apart."
It kind of comes nearby. Curls up close to stay warm. And as you find a place to settle in for just a moment, maybe, and soak in what this place must have been like before it all fell apart. There's one thing above all that stands out to you in this room. On the wall, seated in a chair, is a portrait of a woman you don't know, standing just off to her shoulder, one hand on her shoulder, looking valiant. It's a bit large oil painting of Miranda Pine.
No. He steps a little bit closer and squints. Leans on an elbow. Skeptical, looks over his shoulder, expecting, I don't know, a cracked glass or some weird sound or shift in the sky. He goes to pull it off the wall.
Pulled off, some debris kind of falls, and you can see there's a small little plaque at the bottom. It says Miranda and Kaylee.
What are the odds for a thing like that?
And that's where we'll stop for tonight.
Ooh, doggy.
So good.
Who is Kaylee again?
She was mentioned, or they were mentioned in the journal, your mom's journal, right? Peaches?
Yeah, Kaylee seems to be my mom's like previous assistant or like ward of some kind. She's mentioned a lot in the journals, but it's unspecific.
Cool.
Nice.
Good thing I didn't rage out in that bar with a hammer and just wreck the place. That would have been real black.
Real egg on your face.
What could we get another description of the painting, Chris? That was
Yeah, presumably it seems to be like Kaylee seated in a chair, and then Miranda standing just behind her with a hand on her shoulder.
Oh, that's so cool.
Just sounds like some art inspo for the week.
Yeah, that's final, Nobody was looking for a description for reasons.
Good job, guys.
It was fun. Sorry about my frog voice tonight.
That's good.
I
And
feel
Pete
you
did
there.
not let you have a word in edgewise.
Mhm.
She'll just talk at you.
Chris, you said that along with all those notes, Casey and Araya also found 500 GP worth of crafting material.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just do it as miscellaneous material, but in flavor, they found specifically like magical reagents and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just getting greedy.
Yeah, well, no, I'm asking for note taking because I've been keeping track of all this stuff recently.
Good idea.
Ooh.
We currently have 3,875 GP worth of crafting material.
But also because of the natural 20 that Araya got, included among those notes are some precursors to spells. So I'm actually going to let you pick some wizard spells that could be finished by completing those notes.
You're killing me, man. I have so much to study.
I did give you homework.